That was my first cowboy hat, actually.
Was it?
Proper cowboy hat, yeah. I've got a vintage resistal from the 70s here.
I'm borrowing one, but I'm thinking a purchase might be coming up quite soon. Hey, Haydon.
Howdy, howdy.
Howdy. Here we are, B&A's podcast.
Hey.
I'm Beth. I'm head of photography and Haydon's agent.
And I'm Haydon, photographer.
Yeah. We're at the beginning of our relationship. I've only repped Haydon for a matter of months. So I want to ask...
7 months?
7 months, yeah. But it's short in photography terms.
Fine.
Why did you want to come with B&A?
B&A, that is a good one. B&A are a very well-known agency, good reputation, big agency, big clients, international. And then you get the backing of the big agency, the full office in New York, the office in London.
Legal.
However,
Legal.
legal. You've got a strong backing, I think it felt. But then the actual day-to-day relationship is very personal. It's WhatsApp messages and phone calls to you. So it's like, I feel like I have a really...
Yeah, we speak every day.
Yeah.
Don't we?
Lucky you.
I like it.
I'm
invested.
We have a very close relationship that's very personal, but then there's the backing of the beast of Great Bowery. And then having the international office over in New York is obviously attractive. Mm-hmm. Just for that kind of global reach, with my work being, a lot of international work and clients all over the place and shoots all over the place, just to have that.
Do you want to know what drew me to your work? Well, I saw your work. I'd seen your work around.
Yeah.
I'd kind of been keeping tabs on it for a while.
Yeah.
And then I saw a post by Jackie Dixon, an art buyer that we know. She basically posted something on LinkedIn, and I saw it and I was like, I've been watching your work for a while. And then I saw this post that she did and I thought, she's watching it as well. We're all watching it. And that's why I invited you to come in and show your folio. And your folio was great. I mean, I could not believe the amount of work you had for, I'm as old as the hills, but you being quite young. I thought that the amount of work that you had was unbelievable from when you started. You started so young and you had such a body of work, super confident, like you are a photographer. You were just oozing that charm. And I just thought that is, even if the photography had been, which it wasn't, but even if it had been not quite right and it would need a bit more of a push in a direction, which it doesn't, I think we know where we're going. I did think that you had the personality, you obviously have the eye for a great composition and, setup. And you also have the charm that I think you need when you're shooting travel, because you're going to different cultures, different places. And you also have a work sort of ethic, because I have this little 3 triangle thing that I say photographers have to have. They have to have the eye, they have to have the talent. But then they also need to have the charm and the personality for the client. And they also need to have a business side as well. And a lot of photographers don't have all 3. They're really talented, but they're absolutely rubbish on calls. Or, they're really good at the marketing, but they take terrible photos. You had all 3.
Well,
so there you go. Can you get your head out the door now?
With this hat on. I agree. I mean, a lot of photographers are like amazing photographers, but it's tough to be a photographer now, and you've got to know the business of photography and understand that. Otherwise, you can't pay your rent, and then you've got to get another job and a part-time job, and then you're turning down shoots because you've got a job, and it just...
And you're really proactive in that area.
I try.
I mean, like the edit. I don't know if we could touch on that.
We can touch on.
Okay, so what is the edit?
So a couple of months ago, I kind of realised that there doesn't seem, unless I'm just not invited, there's not really a physical place for photographers with no agenda to just meet, or the photo industry, not just photographers, producers,
it's all
agents.
Zoom, isn't it? Now there's no.
We have meetings over Zoom. You've got awards, but it's an award, and you kind of have to listen to the awards. You can't just chat. So I kind of saw this bit of a gap in the market, and jumped in, as I do. So I kind of started it up, and I thought, look, I'll just put out feelers and see how it's received. So kind of built an Instagram account that looked legit and professional, sent it out to a few people and kind of see what happened. Within a week or so, had over 100 followers and thought, okay, clearly people want this. Mm-hmm. Not just photographers. If anything, it was more producers and other services around photography than just.
So do you get a mix? It's a mix of people in an evening that you've curated.
Yeah. So it's invite only. Art buyers, agents, creative directors, photographers, directors, food stylists, hair and makeup artists. Anyone's in our industry. It's good for us to talk, to meet, to know what's normal, to know what's weird, to moan, to know each other, to get jobs with each other. There's a digitech that I met at the last one that I've put forward for a job that wouldn't have otherwise happened.
So it's kind of like anti-networking.
Yeah, and there's no agenda. There's no like, oh, hi, my name is. There's no name badges. There's no speech. There's no sit in a circle and introduce it. It's you walk in the door. I'm behind the bar making some lovely cocktails.
Fierce cocktails, I've heard.
But yeah, apparently the feedback was there pretty strong. But and there was a few hangovers the next day, I heard. But just good drinks, good conversation, and all very just relaxed, chilled, just normal, good people in industry. Yeah, every once a month. It's kind of, we'll see how it goes, but...
So we're going to one tonight, my first tonight.
Yeah.
The second.
I wanted
to
keep it all a bit mysterious.
Yeah, it's good.
And then, people when they're invited and they don't know who's coming. Obviously, I know who's coming, but they don't know who's coming. And there's, last time and tonight, there's people that know each other. But they don't know they know each other because they don't know who's coming.
Yeah.
And that's really nice. Last time people were walking in the door and it's like, oh, hey, I've not seen you for ages. Or there was people that did a shoot together years ago.
Because it is quite a small world.
It's a small world,
really.
Everyone knows everyone.
Everybody knows somebody.
I'm really looking forward to, two big rivals, enemies that have just had a big bust up on set. Both walking in the door and, they can settle their differences. I think the other thing with it is everyone's on an even playing field. I think now when you meet people, everyone knows who they're meeting, or the first thing you do when you meet someone is like, oh, what's your Instagram? So know who I'm talking to. Am I better than you, or are you better than me? Or
that's
it's
a Gen Z thing, that I think.
Yeah, sorry.
Yeah. I don't give anybody my Instagram when I meet them. Just FYI.
But I think generally people are always researching everybody, and I think it's like you walk in the door, and if you want to tell everyone you're something that you're not, go ahead, whatever, I don't care. Still have a good night. But
yeah, it's good. It's a great thing. But this is what I mean about Haydon. He's really proactive.
I think
Hats off to you.
There's not darkroom chat anymore. I guess that's where the older photographers used to hang out.
Yeah,
that doesn't exist anymore.
Judging their film. So what drew you into the whole cowboy culture?
Everyone wants to be a cowboy now.
Yeah.
No. So my partner is Mexican, but lived in Texas when we met. And then just being in Texas, you just see cowboys everywhere. And I was like, as a Brit, that's very cool. And you brought the culture back to East London? Well, I actually brought it because she wasn't into it. For her, it was like, oh, this isn't cool. They're cowboys. It's not cool. And then... I kind of got more and more into it, and then now we're both head to toe cowboyed. Well, boots and hats. It's definitely, hot topic at the moment, isn't it? There's so many cowboy things. Yeah, and then New York Times just did their post last week about rodeo culture booming, and then you got Beyonce, Taylor Swift. Yeah, nice segue into rodeo, which we're going to talk about, maybe, are we? So, Haydon, are you doing a book? Yeah, so right now, the last 2.5, 3 years, been working on a book documenting rodeos across Texas, small town rodeos across Texas. Very classic documentary approach. Yeah, going into rodeos all over the state, meeting the cowboys, photographing them, photographing the attendees, photographing the world around it, going down to the ranches where the cowboys are And what have you learned about that since you've been photographing them? Obviously they're all different ages that you're photographing.
obviously the animals as well. What have you kind of learned? What
about rodeos? Well, I didn't know anything, so and I now know a bit. I think one of the biggest surprises for me was that the cowboys at rodeos aren't what we in the UK think of as cowboys, in the sense that we think a cowboy is someone that's got a ranch of their own and they've got horses and they live that Yellowstone life. The rodeo guys drive around in trucks, sleep in the back of their truck. They're in it for the sport, they're in it for the money, and they're in it for the lifestyle. They're not farmers, they're athletes. They're training and they're in it for, to win buckles and money and buckle bunnies. Yeah.
And how did they react to you photographing them? Because I can imagine it's quite a community and quite a closed community, maybe, for a...
Yeah, it's a pretty close. I think the fact that I'm a white male and wear all vintage Western wear, I blend in until I open my mouth, and then they're like, "What?"
Is that like a photography thing?
Yeah, you always blend in.
Blend to
always
your subject.
Blend in. Yeah, I've always done it. Whenever I go, I always try and kind of blend in a bit. Yeah, no, it's really well received. I have one guy kind of threaten me a bit and kind of put his hand on his gun. That was a bit hairy, but apart from that, I got kicked out of another rodeo. Apart from that, the actual cowboys, they're great. They love it. Yeah. More attention. One of them said, "Oh yeah, if you do an exhibition in London, you're going to fly us over, and then we can get some of the British girls." Yeah, they're just in it for a good time. The more cameras, the better. They love it.
That is the plan, isn't it? The book. The plan is a book.
Yep. Yeah. No, the book poster is out at the moment with publishers, and we'll see what happens with that.
I just want to talk about the future. So for us at B&A, the future.
Yep.
I mean, I see you doing. You've already done a lot. I mean, you're already now shot for Virgin Atlantic, shooting for EasyJet, shooting for things that are in the pipeline. Some hotel chain. Let's not go there yet. Let's not jinx it. Touch wood. But I think we're on the right path. Where do you see yourself going?
I see.
What's your dream job?
Yeah, I think it's definitely in the travel space, observational, kind of making moments happen through production that I can then just go in, and it's just this little world, and I can just kind of shoot around little worlds.
Yeah. So tell a story of a place.
Ideally in nice places, quite like the sun.
I think you do that so well, like the stuff that you did in for Nat Geo in Oman. I think that was great because you really took us on a journey through the city. Yeah,
I think it's like putting people in places and showing people a new place, or photographing a place that's been photographed a lot in a new way, and something that's a bit more immersive and interesting. So definitely that kind of commercial clients in that kind of lifestyle, real world space. But then also personal projects, books, exhibitions. I'm really kind of wanting to push that this next year or two and do more kind of work with substance. It's the same visual style, and I'd like to think that my work, the personal and the commercial and the editorial, it kind of blends.
It does blend. And I think
you don't really know what's what. And
I think now is the time, because I think there's a little bit of a backlash to some more glossy, retouched, imagery or fake AI imagery. I think that, authentic, real connections where, you're capturing that.
Yeah.
A real person is capturing real people or real places. Yeah. There's something to be said for that.
Yeah, and I think there's so much, there's so much iPhone stuff that it's good, it's nice, but it's like, let's elevate it. And I think it's going to be a lot about elevating brands that, got a bit lazy, the cost of living crisis kind of slashed everyone's budgets. And it's now like, okay, you've let your visuals go a bit here. Like, this isn't great. You're a big global brand. You need to show that.
We won't mention any names, though.
Elevate your imagery.
Sued.
Elevate your, what you're putting out. Like, this is rubbish. There's so much rubbish photography. Well,
it's like you were saying. I think everybody thinks they're a photographer now.
Everyone thinks they're a photographer, but also it's like there's so much. I think there's this like the old style of lifestyle. A lot of people are shooting lifestyle, and it's just like really cringe, awkward, like moments. It's just horrible. It looks so forced. And it's like, Gen Z aren't buying into that. Maybe it worked for the older generations, but like I
don't think it worked then.
Like it looks rubbish.
Yeah, no.
Like you can still make models look real.
Well, I think that is what attracted me to your work, that authentic, real capturing of people and places, but with that added elevation. So it's not just a happy snap.
Yeah.
It feels like a sort of candid moment that you've just been there in the right place at the right time, but you've actually set it up to make it look like that.
Yeah, I think it's that, and getting the balance between like, I don't like taking just pretty postcard photos, but it's that one step, a bit of hyper-realism where it's like, it's a little bit above. It's like a pretty postcard of a place, but it's like, oh, there's something actually a bit, there's something happening, and it's kind of always people in it, and there's a bit of a moment and a feeling being caught. What would be your answer to photographers reaching out saying, I need an agent, that think an agent is going to fix all their problems? You know, the industry's it's been in a tricky spot the last year or two.
Yeah. An agent isn't going to make it all better. Yeah. There's a lot of people with agents that don't work.
Yeah.
What an agent can do is if they believe in the work, which I only represent people's work that I believe in. Mm-hmm. I couldn't represent somebody if I didn't like them. Yep. And if I didn't want to be on a shoot with them, I wouldn't want to represent them, because that's hard to push somebody to somebody else when you don't actually believe in them. So I think that firstly, if somebody was coming to me, I'd have to make sure that they had the right personality that I would want to send to my clients, to people that, my contacts. I think that you shouldn't, as a photographer, I think people think, I've got my agent, that's good, I can go and sit down and I can just go to the park and I can go for a bike ride and do whatever. That is not the right way to work. You have to be absolutely proactive. Yeah. As proactive as your agent. I mean, obviously, I'm in the office every day, making phone calls, emailing, doing folios, hidden links, sending stuff out, going to appointments, all of the stuff that an agent does. But you have to do that as well. You're really good at that. Sure. You're really good at that with your mailings, your 30,000 mailer.
Monster mails.
I think that, it's a partnership, isn't it? You have to work together.
What was it Greg would say?
Greg is our old director, global director. And what he said to me once was about photographers being like a hob.
I've never heard that one.
He said that some people are simmering away.
Yeah.
Some people are like on a rolling boil. They're really, going for it. They've got all the jobs coming in. They're on a rolling boil. And some people, you haven't turned the gas on. They're just like cold. But no, the one that you're thinking about is when he said I can only give 50% of 100% of my 50%. Yeah.
Yeah, it's a two-way relationship.
It's a two-way relationship, definitely. So we have to, so I would say don't rest on your laurels just when you get an agent. You have to keep going as if you didn't have an agent, but you also have to share as well. I mean, I think that because it's a relationship, and I know you need an agent to trust you. You need to trust the agent because we're like an extension of you. We're pushing you out. Sure. But also you have to trust us as well. There's nothing worse than a photographer that doesn't trust their agent.
Yeah, for sure.
Because everybody can see that. Yeah. So it's like a partnership. I want to get the best rates for you without losing you the jobs as well. You obviously want to get the jobs. Yeah. And we just work together to make that happen.
Yeah, and a lot of it is kind of, if every job that came in my inbox happened, we wouldn't be here now.
Well,
but then with you, more of those happen.
Yeah.
For sure. And things are just better and more organised and more like how it should be instead of me being the stylist, the assistant, everything.
I think we're like a buffer to get you doing what you should be doing and make it easier for you.
Yeah, and it saves
obviously
a lot of
getting
headache.
you better rates and
so
stuff
I can be doing things
but you want to concentrate on doing
more
photography.
Interesting and more important than
so I think there's got to be a two-way trust there, or just trust basically.
For sure, but it's definitely not the answer. It's not going to solve problems. If you're quiet for work, it's the industry's quiet, or your work's not ready, or you're approaching the wrong people. I think there's enough work for everybody at every level.
I think that's what it is. I think
target the right people.
I think some photographers kid themselves. I mean, last week I was at the AOP review, photography review, and there were some photographers. Some were amazing, but some weren't so amazing. And I think some of them were kidding themselves. And it's really hard that when they think they should be doing a certain job or certain level of work, You know, they're sort of like the fashion people. Maybe the fashion people, they're shooting things that maybe would go in Stylist magazine, but they think they're going to work for Vogue Italia.
Yeah,
it's a completely
shot for them.
Yeah.
No, I think it's an ego thing. I think it's, as a photographer, it's very easy to get a big ego. You've got people complimenting your work. You're like, on some jobs, you got everyone saying that, you know, what do you want? What do you need? I had a client say to me once, how do you fly? Do you insist on flying first class everywhere you go?
Absolutely.
I wish. But, you know, it's, so you've got people pumping your ego, and at the end of the day, you push a button. I push a button. That's, you know, I don't think I do anything too special, but you know, it's a weird one, because you've got to, and then the other thing is you go from having a massive campaign, you're flying all over the world, shooting a big campaign, and then next thing you know, it's January and you've dried up and there's nothing coming in, and
I mean, it is very sporadic. You know, that's why we need to get those kind of jobs, you know, like the ones we're quoting on, where it's like a month's work.
Yeah.
You know, those are the type of jobs that we really need to get, or repeat clients. Yeah. Which I think an agent can help with as well. Just if it's a nice production, if it's and really nicely, you know, nurtured, and you know, people feel like they're, you know, being looked after, then I think that goes 100% hand in hand with your amazing photography as well. But I understand the agent photographer relationship quite well, because I had an agent myself. When I was an actress. So I get the dynamic. I get the sort of, you know, photographers think, oh God, they're taking all my money, they're taking their commission. No, but then you have to look at how much more work you're getting, 100%. All the other things, you know, the fact that somebody's out there every day pushing you. You know, I'm going on 3 appointments a week in real life. So that's opening doors. No, invaluable. No, and then whenever you kind of say about the rates that you've put me forward, I'm like, amazing, great. It means that I can actually cover my costs, and I can do the work that I need to do to get, you know, this book that I'm doing. It's costing me a lot of money and a lot of time, and it's like I can't afford to do the work that's interesting and develops me as an artist unless there are those commercial jobs coming in to cover that. It's not like I'm just out on my yacht, you know. It's reinvested. Not yet, but it's reinvested into developing me, my art, my, you know, team, getting to work and pay crew members so I can work with them on personal stuff, develop, you know, certain workflows and things that when we come to the commercial jobs, I think I'd just like to say that I think that one of the things about you, it just popped into my head, is that you love taking pictures. Yeah. And that comes across. Yeah. That comes across, because it doesn't matter if it's a job that you like, even if the rate's not where we'd want you to be. You're like, yeah, hell yeah, I'm going to go and do that. I want to do that. I'd like to go to, you know, Oman or wherever.
Well, if if I'm going somewhere, then
But that's great, because some photographers forget that when they get so established. I mean, you're at like pretty much an early place in your career, but when you get to sort of 20, 30 years...
Well, I think that's where the ego comes in. I think it's
They forget why they got into it in the first place.
It's the ego, and there's also, I guess, the subject matter, you know. I don't know how people spend their whole life in a studio.
Just a little bit, just take it a little bit. Still life, you mean?
Yeah. Yeah, I think it's the work I'm doing, it makes it easier. You're in a nice place, often with quite nice people. Makes it quite nice. I want to do it. And
outside.
Most people are working to go on holiday. I'm getting paid. I mean, it's not a holiday at all, but I normally add a holiday on after or before a job. Ask the client to extend the flights a bit so I can... Yeah. But it's also better for them. If I can fly out early, then I can get on the right time zone and I can... work things out, meet the right people, scout locations and stuff. But I love it.
Yeah, no, I feel we're only just getting started. We haven't really.
Well, hey.
Yeah, we're on an upward trajectory.
Watch this.
So yeah.
Cowboy.
Yeehaw.